Hi, I'm Phill Grove with Love American Homes, and today we're going to talk about the top investor mistakes. If you're an investor for a while, you're bound to make mistakes, and the best way to avoid mistakes is to learn from your mistakes, but even better than that is to learn from other people's mistakes, because that tends to be a little less expensive of a lesson. So over the last 6 years, my partner and I have collected a whole bunch of mistakes from working ourselves in this business and working with others, and we've actually put all of these in a little book we call the Top Investor Mistakes, and I'm going to go through some of those mistakes with you today. Another mistake that I wanted to talk about today is just kind of marketing in general, and probably the single biggest reason that new investors are not successful building a real estate investment business is because they don't do enough marketing. I always like to tell people that it took me a couple of years to kind of break the code on marketing. I spent a lot of time and money doing marketing my first few years, and after I was doing it for a couple of years, I added up all the money that I had spent on marketing, and what I discovered was that on average it cost me about $200 worth of marketing effort to generate one lead. And that's a lot of money to generate on a lead. But then I went back and I added up all the leads, and I discovered that out of every 20 leads that I got, something made me $15,000 or more. So then I quickly added it up and I said, okay, well, what does it cost to generate 20 leads? Well, $200 a lead, 20 leads, that's $4,000. You spend $4,000 and you make 15. Spend $4,000, make 15. Spend $8,000, make 30. Spend $16,000, make 60. Spend $32,000, make $120. It's a repeatable business. Every dollar you spend on marketing can come back four times or more in terms of how much money it can generate in profits. So that's the key. You want to spend enough time and energy on marketing to be successful. A lot of new investors, what they do is they just don't spend enough time and money on marketing. And what that means is that after their first 30 or 60 or 90 days in real estate, maybe they've only looked at 2 or 3 or 4 deals. And statistically speaking, that's just probably not enough. So at that point, they kind of fall into one of 3 camps. Camp number 1 I call the skeptics. Skeptic looks at 3 or 4 or 5 deals, and they say, you know what? None of these are good deals. This business is just too hard. There are just no good deals out there, and they give up and they quit, and they're washed out of the business. Group number 2 I call the gamblers. They look at 3 or 4 or 5 deals and they say, well, out of these 5 deals, I guess number 3 is the best one, so I'm going to go do that deal. Well, statistically speaking, that probably wasn't a very wise decision, and they're probably not going to do very well with that deal. And if they lose money on that deal, guess what? That'll probably be the end of their real estate investment career. And then group number 3 we call the lucky gamblers. They looked at 5 deals and they picked number 3 because it was the best of the 5, and lo and behold, they made money on that deal. And they have now been rewarded for bad behavior, which means what? They didn't learn anything, and they're going to go out and they're going to do the same thing over and over again, and sooner or later they're going to get stung. So you don't want to be a skeptic, a gambler, or a lucky gambler. You just want to be an investor. And to be an investor means you need to prudently do enough marketing and looking at enough deals to pick the good ones. And if you do that, you can make a lot of money in this business, and I hope you will. If you'd like to learn more mistakes that investors make, we have a whole book called Top Investor Mistakes. In the meantime, I'm Phill Grove. Thanks for your time.